Hey guys. All right. So got a couple of downloads last night that will help you put things into a different kind of perspective. Okay. And about life. Eek, I'm so excited. And plus it's Gemini season. I'm feeling all bubbly. I've had too much coffee. So I love Gemini season. It's so buzzy. Okay. Anyway, you guys. So here's a couple of things. Okay. So who out there remembers Forrest Gump, right? My older people will definitely remember, okay, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, right? But you do know what you're gonna get because if you just lift up the box, what's at the bottom is an index, right? So right now, some people are operating where we're just looking at the top of the box and we're just randomly picking. And pray to God if we have a peanut allergy, there's no peanuts in there, right? Because that could be dangerous. But we just randomly pick and hope for the best. But the entire time, there's this index at the bottom. So a different perspective is key. And that is like literally the best analogy that I could come up with that was given to me. Thank you, Spirit. Um, to show and highlight freedom of choice, how important perspective is. You don't have to just be shooting in the dark, right? Beautiful energy. Beautiful. Okay. So the next one I get is this experience, life. It's like we're babies, we're infants, right? And we're like in a room and there's a few adults around. And the adults they're like source energy, they're our spirit guides, our highest self, and there's a toolbox. Little toolbox there, right? Now, when we're little, we're just gonna thrive around and poop ourselves and, just be babies, right? Nobody expects anything out of us, really, until a certain point. But then maybe wake up one day, you get a little older, and instead of focusing on the Tonka trucks and the crayons, you now want to focus on what are the adults saying? And the adults are saying, oh, that toolbox, little Timmy hasn't found that toolbox yet. You go, wait a minute, toolbox. Then you start looking. And then you find that toolbox has been there the whole time too. And even better, it's full of stuff that's all here to help you. First of all, the room full of adults is one of the tools itself, right? Your spirit guides, your ancestors, your team, your highest self, source energy itself. All of this is in the room with you, right? Essentially. And you can look at it that way, even though in all actuality, it's not really separate from you. So, but for purposes of this analogy, we're going to put it that way. So they're in the room with you, right? And there's this toolbox. What else is in the toolbox? We got intuition, right? That gut feeling. We've got our feelings themselves because feelings are indicators, pretty much like generally speaking, if it feels good, it's good for you, right? If it's bad, it feels bad, it's bad for you, right? Or it feel good, then it's probably not going to lead to your highest, right? Generally speaking, right? Another tool you got is your ego. That's a tool, right? Because your ego is not against you. Your ego is just I guess the daddy part of you, the masculine part of you that wants to protect yourself from already programmed experiences or from any potential dangers that are foreseen, right? Because again, written in our ancestry and written in the very essence of who we are, it's about survival, right? On like an instinctual level, we want to survive. And yeah, that determination comes from somewhere, right? It's imprinted in our DNA, that survival instinct. So that's just one of the ways that we can continue on to survive is by having that protective part of us that keeps us from having to feel danger or having to go through anything that's dangerous, right? Because the chances of survival and surviving what is dangerous, you know what I mean? Back in the day, you could get eaten by a bear. You feel me? So, yeah, really, ultimately. But those are a couple of the things that I've been thinking about, you guys, and it led into a whole bunch of stuff. Like, if you think about it, the mind is just a computer. The mind just filters information. It's just that it's fed. And really, you're writing the code, so you have to teach the brain how to process that information, right? You can look at it in a good way or you can look at it in a bad way. But really, there is no good or bad, just experience. There is no right or wrong. There is only experience in the eyes of source, right? Ooh, ooh, it's fun to think about stuff and it's fun to express myself. And I feel great at it. Another thing that came to me was get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because then things get easier, right? It's really ourselves and that programming, right? You've got to run the filters. Oh, that's not good information. Get that out of there as it passes through the brain, right? Which means we have to think about it, but we can't get all involved in it, right? We got to think about it from a different perspective. Not get so emotional on it. If we're getting emotional and we're getting triggered, that's an indicator too. Maybe of some inner wounding, maybe of some higher, something your highest self's trying to teach you. Maybe the parents in the room have some information for you, right? This can go in so many different ways, but you do have the freedom of choice. You have the freedom of choice to pick up the box and look at it and, you know, I know. Oh God, this was cool. Thank you, Spirit. Another thing that just came to me, you could pick up a chocolate and you don't have to just like you can get there's other tools you could use and look at it, smell it, you know, poke it with a stick, poke it with a stick. I don't know. Is there peanuts in there? You might want to check, right? Or you might want to ditch that entire box, depending on how allergic you are. Right? Anyway, just some things coming to me, guys. And all of that's all about because perspective and choice is everything. Um, and how we view things. Again, how that information is processed through the brain, what you take out of it, and how you look at it is so important, right? And just having that information alone, I think will help you. Like my goal here on this channel is to get you to a point where you've realized your personal power. You have grown exponentially, and now you don't even need to come back to my channel every day. You know what I mean? Or at all. That's what I want. That's my goal. I want to give your power back so that you don't need outside guidance in any way. But if you want to, I'm always here. Or if you have friends, send them my way. You feel me? Anyway, guys, just some thoughts that came to me. I'm gonna go pop off and have a good day and maybe read some cards later. Anyway, I love you. Let me know in the comments below what you guys take of that information. Like, how do you view this? What are your thoughts? What information can you share with me? I want to expand my knowledge too, right? Please, little chatterbox. Anyway, yeah, I love you guys. And yeah, for those of you who are new, if you made it to this far, please give me a like, share, again, comment, love, and subscribe if you vibe, y'all. Appreciate you. Mwah. Take care. Till I see you next time.